Good evening, Southeast Texas. Hope you're doing well on this Weather Plus edition. Looking at, well, the clouds off towards our south. They've been pretty much prevalent across the triangle. Only here in the last few hours have they gradually thinned out. And as you can see up in the lakes area, a lot of sun up that way. However, we did have a good coverage of showers and storms this morning. Here's the weather plan as we're going to go into a lot more depth than 3 minutes on your regular forecast. Isolated showers and storms are expected Thursday and Friday. May see somewhat of a weak sea breeze across the area trying to move in off the Gulf. So we'll go with just a 10% coverage. There's some fog tonight as I back up. And again, those isolated showers and storms coming up Thursday and Friday. So the weekend, it looks like at least the first half or 2/3 of it, we'll see a ridge of high pressure kind of quickly move across our region. So looks hot, humid, and dry as we head towards Saturday and Sunday. The big question is how much shower and thunderstorm activity do we get on Memorial Day and on Tuesday of next week? Got a series of upper level disturbances coming on into our area, and also a possible weak front trying to stall across Southeast Texas on Tuesday of next week, which I'm electing to go with the best chances of shower and thunderstorm activity. So I'm going to explain why I've done what I've done on the forecast. As far as the drought monitor, now we got some very beneficial rains towards Mid-County and also towards Port Arthur this morning. Officially, we are down some 3 inches since the 1st of March. So getting a little dry out there. I'm kind of surprised that the drought monitor folks don't have at least some parts of the area abnormally dry. Regardless, some beneficial rains are on the horizon, we think, as we head towards early next week after that ridge of high pressure begins breaking down and moving off towards the east. That is not the case over towards west and southwest Texas at this time, as they desperately need rainfall. Otherwise, in your allergy report today, this is not the kind of news you want on an allergy report. Everything has certainly increased. We didn't have any tree pollen yesterday across Southeast Texas, now at low levels, so that's doable. However, weed pollen and grass pollen yesterday were at moderate levels. They're back up to high levels. And mold, which we normally deal with, is at moderate levels across Southeast Texas. Otherwise, tomorrow, I'm going to go with a 10% coverage for the Triangle and inland Southeast Texas. That's Jefferson and Chambers and Orange and Hardin and southern sections of Newton and Jasper counties, inland Southeast Texas. We'll go with about 89 to 91 here in the Triangle. And again, I think that the best chances of shower and thunderstorm activity will be confined mainly to the afternoon hours. This is straight model data, okay? It's going to show chances of rain in the morning. I don't think that's going to be the case per se. I think it's mainly going to be late afternoon. You need some heating to get those showers and storms. I think the warm front will already be lifting off towards the north. Regardless, about 90, 91. We'll see if this materializes. Models have been way too warm as far as afternoon high temperatures so far this season. So it may be a little cooler than that, or close to 90. Regardless, up in the lakes area, a little drier air up there still will be confined up that way. So we'll go mostly sunny, no rain expected per se, and high temperatures with an east and southeast wind rising to around 92 coming up tomorrow afternoon. And it looks like to me we're going to go with dry weather, some modeling showing some isolated showers in the morning hours. We'll see if that does materialize. Regardless, here's what's going on now. And again, we have been really confined to partly sunny skies over the Triangle through the first half of the day, and that really has held temperatures down. Up in the lakes area, a lot of sun as we expected. The only surprise that we saw in the forecast was how much shower and thunderstorm activity we saw in Mid-County and also Orange County back over into Port Arthur. I did have a chance of shower and thunderstorm activity this morning across our area. It was certainly much more than what was expected, and obviously a lot more intense as we saw some small hail, non-severe values through that area. Regardless, it may be that the warm front is trying to lift on off towards the north. Look at that, some type of a boundary trying to lift back to the north. And that's kind of what we're going to be dealing with as we head towards, say, Thursday and Friday. Some type of boundary, maybe a weak sea breeze trying to come in off the Gulf. And that's why we're going with isolated shower and thunderstorm activity. And you can see this is where the best coverage of shower and thunderstorm activity from BC back over to Mid-County, Port Arthur, and along 73 off to the south and west, and also towards Sabine Pass. Didn't get anything at my house in Beaumont. Regardless, that is the warm front lifting back to the north. And again, we've got quite a bit of dry air through East Texas right now. That's why it shows up so dark, and over into North Texas, north of this boundary. Basically, a warm front is showing the dry air to the north and to the south. That's where all the moisture is. So this is going to be lifting off towards the north. And depending on its speed, it may serve as a focus coming up tomorrow afternoon across southeast Texas to produce some very isolated shower and thunderstorm activity. So let me show you what I'm talking about. That front will be lifting to the north. Tonight, I expect quite a bit of cloud cover here in the triangle. We'll go with mostly cloudy skies, and up in the lakes area, partly cloudy skies. Temperatures this evening will drop, and this may be a little bit fast on the movement of the front. I think we'll get down into the mid-60s in the lakes, and this is too warm for my liking. That's why I went with lower 70s here in the triangle, as we'll see some patchy fog develop across our area. Now, I'm not expecting it to be what we normally get in, say, March, but it could be patchy at times. Regardless, as we head towards tomorrow afternoon, either mostly sunny or partly cloudy skies are expected, and we'll get up to about the upper 80s to around 90 here in the triangle, and also the lower 90s up in the lakes area. And then lo and behold, as we head towards tomorrow afternoon, this is late day, we may get some isolated, it's not that big a deal, but some isolated shower and thunderstorm activity is possible, especially inland southeast Texas. So we'll keep that in mind with our forecast. So as we've been showing this for days, we knew that the moisture was going to be confined along the coastline, right? And that the lakes area would see that drier air. Well, we're going to turn it around now, and we're going to bring the moisture and share it with our friends up in the lakes area. And that will be the case coming up on Thursday and Friday. So we'll have more to work with, more to work with. And so that will allow us to see a chance of showers and thunderstorms, not a big chance coming up Thursday and Friday. All right, now we're going to get into the hard part of the forecast. I think it's pretty quiet Thursday and Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And it's because of this ridge of high pressure. You could see how these lines go up and over. These are called contours. Well, I didn't want that to happen. Contours. And this ridge of high pressure will be over the Lone Star State. You can see kind of a clockwise flow there in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So high pressure on us Saturday and Sunday. So usually you don't get shower and thunderstorm activity. And if you do, it's very low chances. So I think that high temperatures will likely be into the lower 90s coming up this weekend. If you're going to be doing some boating, don't forget the sun sauce. And of course, keep hydrated, as it'll be hot, but not record breaking. And of course, be careful with the kiddos in the pool. Otherwise, as we put this into motion, then it becomes a little more murky, because models don't always agree as how they handle these disturbances. So we know that there's going to be pretty good confidence that there's going to be what we call a short wave in through North Texas coming up on Memorial Day, Monday. The question is, we're going to have thunderstorms. How far do those track to the south? I'm pretty confident at this time that we ought to see showers and storms up in the lakes area. Pretty good coverage there. The question is, how far with a southwest flow aloft will they sink towards the triangle? See how the winds are blowing from the southwest? So it may not see much here in the triangle coming up on Memorial Day, and it may be confined to mainly Tuesday across southeast Texas. I'll show you the difference on modeling in just a second. Then as we put this into motion, then the winds change and become more westerly, and that would certainly track any shower and thunderstorm activity into southeast Texas. But for Monday, again, the flow would be off towards the north and east. Hard to make those thunderstorms dig south enough into the triangle. But with this short wave, you can see it right there. See how the winds are doing this, and they're more out of the southwest here. This would bring a weak front into our area. So scattered to maybe numerous showers and thunderstorms. There's going to be quite a bit of moisture over the area and instability and lack of capping. So scattered, possibly numerous showers and storms are quite possible as we head towards Tuesday of next week. You can see the trough off towards the Midwest, and that will likely bring them more severe weather, unfortunately. So on the Gulf tomorrow, southeast winds 5 to 10 knots. Look at the water temperature at 85 degrees already. Slightly choppy seas are expected tomorrow, and partly cloudy skies. So tonight, the forecast calls for partly to maybe mostly cloudy skies and some patchy fog as the winds go calm. Feel pretty good about the mid-60s in the lakes area, lower 70s in the triangle. Otherwise, tomorrow morning could see that fog coming in off the Gulf. I don't think it's going to be terribly thick, but maybe just nuisance fog in the morning. So be cautious in school zones and also traveling, especially in rural areas. So tomorrow, mostly sunny skies are expected in the lakes area, partly cloudy skies in the triangle and in the inland sections of southeast Texas. You saw on modeling, very isolated late day thunderstorms are possible inland southeast Texas in the triangle, probably not in the lakes area, as we'll see east and then southeast winds develop. So high temperatures in the lower 90s up in the lakes area and on into maybe I-10 northwards and into the middle to upper 80s here in say mid-county, back over towards BC and back over to Fannett and also Port Arthur. So that equates out to having heat indices in the mid-90s. Remember, the heat index is the combination of high pressure or of temperature and also relative humidity. A special formula produces those values, what it feels like. So it may feel like the mid-90s. So use caution. It's not excessive, but something we deal with here quite often here in southeast Texas during summertime. All right, 7-day forecast. You know about Thursday and Friday, very isolated late day showers and storms, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, pretty typical. I believe the normal low is 68 and the normal high is 88. So a little bit warmer than normal, but I don't think we'll see any surprises on Thursday and Friday. And the weekend, pretty quiet, certainly hot, humid, and dry with partly cloudy skies. This time of year, it's really hard to go mostly sunny. I just find that, you know, there's lots of moisture in the atmosphere in the summertime. You can occasionally get some dry air, but most of the time it's very moist. So it's hard to get mostly sunny skies this time of year and straight on through the summer unless you have sinking air across southeast Texas. So we will go with partly cloudy skies Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But again, with that ridge of high pressure, it may be in the lower 90s up in the lakes area. Then the fun begins. What are we going to do with Memorial Day Monday? Well, I've elected to go to a 40% coverage of showers and storms. Let me show you. This is the notoriously wet European model, and it has a washout. This is at 1:30 p.m. on Memorial Day. It has a washout up in the lakes area. That's 100% coverage of shower and thunderstorm activity, and maybe then that's subjective, and 20 to 30%, maybe 40% coverage in the triangle. This model is always, always, always too wet. It's a good model, don't get me wrong, but the GFS keeps all the shower and thunderstorm activity off towards our north. It doesn't have anything over us. So I'm also looking at not just deterministic single run models, I'm also looking at what are called ensemble models. We'll take the GFS and run it 50 or 20, 35 times with different initial conditions and see what the average is.